So I just listened to the clip by, is it Jason Whitlock? Initially, I just saw one side of it. Also, guys, that shit really works. Like, I think I just like soaked up all the snot, and I had like a whole glass of tea, which I feel like really helped. Maybe I'll try to like sweat the rest of it out, which might do it. I think because right now my like lymph nodes right here are a little bit clogged, and if I unclog those, it might feel a little bit better. Anyway, so what he was basically saying, this guy Jason Whitlock, he's saying that baby mama culture is the cause of what happened with Jason Whitlock. So he, in the beginning of his sermon or his little speech or whatever, he basically starts talking about like hip hop and the Bible and how black culture has fared far away from the Bible, which and Christian values virtually, which I would have to agree. But it's just very strange that like, and then he starts talking about black male leadership. He's like, no one respects black male leadership. This is another reason why I think it's just so important for like men and women to have different spaces. And this is an example. It's the same sort of example that we saw with I can't even remember that guy's name, but remember when he was on the Fresh and Fit podcast and he started like yelling at the woman for her like chastity or lack thereof, or for her sleeping with his friend. Like he's yelling at her as though like it's going to improve his life. Like, first of all, she already had the sex, right? So, and then also she's not in a relationship with him. She wasn't like trying to be in a relationship with him. Like what she does really has nothing to do with him. It was all very confusing about why he was so concerned about sex that she had with his friend in the past. That's very strange. Um but okay, so let's say if this guy wants to talk about black male leadership, first of all, he is a black male. Why is he not just talking to other black males? Well, it's because first of all, there's no black community. Second of all, even in terms of like the black community that would be like, why aren't you going to talk to other black leaders? Maybe it seems like he has some sort of platform. He could probably like start to have a conversation with someone like Killer Mike, who has conversations with lots of people. Maybe someone like Ti. He's not very smart, but he would like talk to you, and he has an audience, right? Or even really any of the podcast bros. Like you could probably easily talk to them. If you want to talk about black male leadership, then you need to go talk to other black males. Even then, though, you can't really start having conversations about black females until you get your house in order, sir. And so, even if he is like a pro Christianity or whatever, um, baby mamas did not cause five black men to kill another black man. This is like what I'm saying. Like black male retardation is real, and like we gotta stop. It's time to call a spade a spade. Like y'all be like pulling shit out of thin air. It's like black women, they just move so far away from you. They'll go like all the way in a corner, all the way to like Eastern Europe or something, and they'll be like, black women are the problem. It's like, what the fuck? They left. There's no more of them. They're all gone. They're too busy listening to old Meg the Stallion albums. Either way, I feel like, and the weird part about this, and I continue to say this, black women are aborting black children in America. You can believe that that's not the case. You can watch happy Instagram stories of the like two black mothers who have chosen to have the child. For the most part, in America, black mothers are aborting black children. There's a few who are not, but the black birth rate is way down. It is way, way down. Every year, the percentage of black children in America is just it's going like this, just straight down to hell. There ain't nothing. So who are these baby mamas that he's talking about? Where are they? I mean, be serious. Where? Black women, like black female children, are being abducted in record numbers. They're just being abducted, like just snatched right off of the street and just killed. As you saw, we found them in the garage. Like some white crackhead had a couple black females in his garage, so some of them went there. Others were just thrown into rivers. So nobody really had the time or capacity to be a baby mama in 2023. So I'm not really sure. It's like even when everyone is dead, Niggers still are sitting there talking about black women are the problem. And I think it's hilarious. Like, it's just so funny. This channel is dedicated to mental retardation. I'm just gonna rename the channel. It's gonna be called I Told You So. This channel is now called I Told You So. I don't even understand why Sierra chose to respond to this. Maybe he had a point. I mean, if the people who want to be the Christian activists and all that shit, that's good for them. What they should do is promote goodness. Like, just go out and like solve problems. You see, like, the churches provide pantry services, and a lot of, like, if you do find any single black mothers, they're probably suffering from poverty and their biggest issues are feeding their children. So, old ugly black Christian man, why don't you go contribute your time and resources to giving food to black mothers who are trying to feed their hungry ass children? Instead of getting online and talking about how baby mama culture is like ruining society, maybe you should try to feed a baby. You see how some shit makes sense and other shit just sounds retarded? Yeah, that's what we all deal with constantly. It's just so frustrating. And also just another reason in the barrel why you should never have children with black men. I'm sorry, like, spare yourself. Learn the lesson. It is just so brutal. Like, I can't even. Having children in general is just. It's so taxing. Like, I mean, did you actually listen to the last article that I read? Did you listen? Those mothers had to fucking give their kids to orphanages because the economy got so bad and there's nothing that they can do, and those are two parent households, and it's happening every day here where there are men from the developing world who say we care so much about our families while their wives and children are back home in countries just like that where there's no economy and there's only poverty. They don't see their families at all. I've heard dudes who I work with, they were like, they just left their wives. They were like, I don't like this bitch, and so I just left her with children. He just left them. None of it was about remorse or like, oh, I feel so bad about how she's gonna survive. Nobody gave a shit. Why? Because they don't care about women. They don't care about marriage. They don't give a shit about families or humans, babies, the future. Nothing. Nothing. Their values lay in nothingness. This is why the rap songs will continue. They will find, like, a woman will just be walking down the street in a fucking, like, nun outfit, and they'll be like, fuck this whore, let me shoot her and rob her. And they will do that. Because that's what they are. That is the society in which we live. And, like, let's stop pretending that it's something else. I mean, be serious. Like, y'all live in the same world that I live in. Y'all live in the same world that I live in. It's sad that Steph Curry has to say, no, I can't live near you because you're going to rob me and probably harm my children. And so, as much as he's like super liberal and contributes to like anti-poverty problems, he also has a responsibility to his family. That's a Christian man. You see how he's behaving. He's saying like, fuck that. I'm sorry. But like, all of the people, the Icy Spices of the world, the Lottos of the world are telling y'all how they feel. And y'all keep thinking it's something else. And then y'all look at people like me and be like, I'm the ghetto one. The one who plays like marketplace rent and has worked her whole life. I'm the ghetto one with the problem. Just say it. Just say you hate black women and march with the pack like him and the other retards. Just everybody should go follow Jason Whitlock, because this is how you guys feel. Like, you guys literally just, you live to hate black women, and I am no longer on the opposing side. I don't have any words. All I could say is tis tis to any black woman who chooses to have a black child in America specifically. If you're in another country, I can't really speak to you. I don't understand the politics there. But to raise someone like that and to put that out into the world, I honestly feel like is a sin. It's sinful. And I understand why people have systems like the Costa system And you have to have that because you have to understand the mentality of these people. None of it is about righteousness, morality, growth mindset, rectification. Like, all it is about exploitation and money. Exploitation and money. Exploitation and money. And then after everyone has been exploited and everyone has been used and all the children have been aborted, and then they sit there with their tattoos and their death marks and their prison sentences, and they wonder where their lives went. And they look at black women who have been trying to dodge them like the plague. And they say it's their fault. Because who else do they have to blame? There ain't nobody else. Everybody else has been dodging them the entire time, making videos and commentary about how they hate them. Even the other black men. Like, this is the whole thing that's so funny. Like, all of it kind of, the people who are saying that the Tyree Nichols death had to do with white supremacy, you sound stupid. The people who are saying it has to do with black women, you sound stupid. You know who was not there? Black women and white supremacists. Like, do you know who was there? Other black men. This should be, the Tyree Nichols incident is like example 1A of when podcast bros meet each other on the street. What happens? They shoot each other in the face. They kill each other. And the rest of us watch and make commentary videos, and the simps start protesting. For what? How are you going to protest and riot for someone who doesn't care about their own life? Be serious. What are you fighting for? You can't fight for someone who chooses that they want to die. If they choose death, let them fucking choose death. That's choice. Man.